So looking forward to going off to England tomorrow morning, up at 5:30. Got to get the plane. So we go from Ajaccio to Nice, and Nice Stansted. Pick up a car at Stansted and then drive to my mum's. Something that we enjoy doing at the same time. Seeing my mum's really important. She's 96 now, and you know, she's getting on. She's still very with it. So I must say, my mum is a bit of an example. She's coming up to 96 in 2 weeks. So we're going to be there more or less for her birthday. We're leaving 2 days before because it's in the Easter holidays, her birthday, and it's basically 4 times the price. But she understands that, she's fine. She says it's not a problem. And yeah, so you know, so we're off tomorrow for 8 days, and yeah, it's going to be good. Looking forward to it. I can't wait to get out on the paddleboard when I get back. I'm definitely going to go out on the paddleboard here. There's people on the beach, it's unbelievable. And yeah, so yeah, beautiful. Starting to get a suntan actually. You can feel it burning my head. I have to start wearing a cap. So it's okay because I'm walking all year, my skin is kind of used to it. I don't get like I don't go all red because I'm already kind of slightly tanned from walking in the winter, so my head doesn't get burnt at all. But I will start putting sunscreen on afterwards because it does get really aggressive. But I don't sit out in the sun all day. I mean, it's when I go out on the paddleboard, I've always got a cap on and I put sun cream on. But because my dad comes from India and his lineage is Scottish, but we think there's a bit of Indian in there somewhere because the whole of that family just look like Indians. They're really like dark skin, and they just look like Indians. It's unbelievable. But they swear that they're not, because being colonial, they were like, no, we're not Indian at all. But there's someone in there. I think it's one of my grandmothers or something was part Indian or something. It said in a DNA test, my daughter came out with she came out an 8th Indian. So yeah, that would make sense. But anyway, I get really suntan. I had black hair, I got really dark eyes, and so yeah, there definitely is a bit of Indian in there somewhere. But we'll never really know because they've all gone now. And you know, they changed names and stuff. It's all a bit, you know. But anyway, it's no problem. My dad did it. He did speak fluent Hindi because he lived in India until he was like 20, I think it was 22 or 27. Yeah, because he came over after the war. So he's born in 25, so that's 35, 45. I think he came over in 53. So that would make him 20. That would make him 28. So I think he was like 27 or 28. So he spoke fluent Hindi. And the funny thing about that was that I never knew he spoke Hindi until I was at the doctor's once. I was a kid, and we were waiting to see the doctor. I can't remember why. I must have been about 7 or 8. And we were in the waiting room, and there was this man with a turban on, and he couldn't speak English very well, and he couldn't make himself understood to the receptionist. And my dad went up and started speaking Hindi and translated, and I was what the hell's going on here? And he said, yeah. And he taught me how to count to 10 in Hindi, but I didn't really sort of pay attention to it. I just thought, yeah, he knows how to count. But he actually spoke it fluently. And then it obviously wore off in, you know, his elder age. He said that he forgot most of it. But then when we went to Indian restaurants, he would start speaking Indian to the waiters. Start going, it was quite funny. But anyway, that was my dad. Bit of a character, my dad. Great musician, great painter.
Oh, yeah.
Feet. Yeah, people on the beach. Yeah, amazing. It's about 25 degrees, quite easy. Perfect afternoon, Sunday afternoon.
Et on en fait un autre à côté, donc regarde
comme il est beau.
See the village that comes down. That's the village up the back there. There's a cloud on the village as usual. But on the seafront there's lots of people that come down from the village and they have had Sunday lunch on the beach. And yeah, it's nice. That's my family there. My wife, my daughter and a grandson. Granddaughter's up at the village and the son-in-law's up at the village. Didn't want to come down. She plays with her friends in the village. So yeah, this is village life on a Sunday on the beach. Yeah. One dog. Two dogs. Man, I love walking in the village. I keep seeing people. I feel like I'm part of this community now. It's really, really cool. It's like everyone stops and talks to you, and like I don't know everyone. It's really, really nice. Anyway, listening to Donald Byrd. I was listening to Makoto Ozone, right? A Japanese pianist who was like made a lot of waves back in the 80s because he was a Berkeley College I would say sort of prodigy of what's his name, Gary Burton, the jazz vibraphonist, whatever they called it, vibraphone player, and all of a sudden it reminded me of Donald Byrd's album that I was listening at the same time. It's two albums that I found at my dad's place and I recorded them to cassette and just had them. They were like my playlist for that time I was in London in 1984 trying to get a record deal, 1985 I think it was. And these two albums, I recorded them and I just listened to them non-stop because I didn't have anything to listen to and at the time. And that I was there. I didn't take anything with me, of course. And so I just all of a sudden remembered this album, which is called From Lovebird. Lovebird, the album by Donald Byrd. I think it's from 1982 or to 1983, I don't know, beginning of the 80s anyway. And brilliant. So so it's just listening to that at the moment as I walk back down the hill after a fantastic Sunday. Nice lunch and nice everything, and yeah, so I'm going to be closing my Sunday vlog, which is going to be quite a nice vlog. And yeah, so off to England tomorrow morning. So I'll be next recordings will be done in England probably, or on the way in the airport and stuff like that. I'll try and document my travel. I don't know if anyone likes travelling vlogs. Pretty basic travel as well, going to England. It's not as if it's like, you know, something special, but anyway, might be to some people. Anyway, have a nice day, a nice evening, and I will see you soon. Ciao.